easy, I guess is the wrong word, but when you're immersed in this kind of, when you walk out there, when you walk around here, is it easier to get into the character because you're surrounded by all this?
There's no pretending needed.
Right.
It's when you catch a reflection of yourself in the mirror and you see a freaking alien, you don't have to go like, oh, I gotta pretend I'm an alien. You're like, okay, I am an alien living in this world. There's been a couple moments now where I'll be in a scene and I'll be just like watching Jamie, and that's exactly what happens. I'll just end up just watching her. Right. Like I'm like, I want to turn up the volume and I have like popcorn and I realize, wait, I'm in the scene now. And I gotta snap out of it. But it's just like when you see the sets and we're in the tar house and they got these drapes that just kind of hang from the ceiling, and Jamie's kind of slithering through she kind of like moves like a snake. She kind of goes through the drapes and she's giving me these lines and I'm just like, I'm watching a show right now. Right. And you're in it. There's no need to suspend your disbelief in any respect. You're living as these characters.
We heard about the bathtub having to be cleaned, the tub having to be cleaned out and scrubbed out all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know if I want to give this away, but I won't, but I'll just say this much. There is a scene where that tub gets really dirty. And, it gets really gross and, like, murky black. And there was a dude whose job was just shovel, like, poo into the... And they were like, more poo! And he's just shoveling it into and mixing it up to, get it this murky color. So I'm sure they had to do a lot of cleaning after we shot that scene, which we shot at 3 in the morning, shooting bath scenes with the parents. It's always good.
How much have you enjoyed Alex's expanded role during this season?
I like it a lot because I get to play more, right? So we're kids playing, and when they tell me, it's like, I grew up in Montreal, Canada, so we play hockey all the time, and it's like the coach saying, get in there! Obviously I love it. I'm having a blast. It's awesome. The more they use me, the better for me, I guess. It's great.
We were talking to Grant earlier, and he basically gave us the whole rundown on everybody's characters. But let's talk about yours specifically. What's the journey that Alex on this season?
Well, I've put it this way before, and I'll say it again. If season 1 for Alec was him learning how to be human, it was him. It was an example of like an alien kid being like completely assimilated by human culture, and he was almost like a mirror to what he thinks humans are like, and him, trying to be obsessed with old Earth music and just fascinated by that kind of stuff. Season 2 is him embracing the Castleton side. It's him putting on daddy's shoes when he's not around, because Daytak is now in prison for killing Colonel Marsh. It was Colonel Marsh with the letter opener. It might have been this office actually where I'm sitting right now. So he's got to fill his Castleton father's shoes, and he's got a crew full of big tough alien gangsters that are now listening to him and answering to him, and so power has been thrusted upon him, and he's forced to rise to the occasion. And I guess we see, even in the first episode, we start getting a hint that maybe he doesn't have as much power as he thinks he does, and maybe it's just, as always, his mother kind of pulling the strings, and it's so funny. Castletons have this obsession with shame. They this so much pride to a fault where it clouds their judgment, and they're so worried about looking like being shamed. It just takes over their whole life, and so as per usual, Alec is just being manipulated by other people, and it's something that this character can't get away from. He just wants people to take him seriously, but it seems like no matter what he does, he's always got these larger-than-life parents who seem to do the dirty work for him. Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah. Mom, you Yeah. That's a funny line in season 1. I'll just ruin it right now. But I say, Mom, did you have Skeever beaten up? Like, it's just like such a, a candid type sentence that I just kind of throw away. But it's like, this is the life we live, where Mom gets people beaten up, and then she tells me it's all gonna be all right as she brushes my hair in a bath.
Would you say that Alec is consciously trying to be a different type of leader than his father?
Definitely. I mean, I don't think Alec wants to follow in his father's footsteps. He ultimately wants to do his own thing. He wants to do his own thing and be accepted by his parents for it, which I think is something that all kids can relate to. And they want to pave their own way. He doesn't want to follow in his father's footsteps, but he wants his respect. And it's something that he struggles with all the time. So I don't think he wants to be in control of this crime syndicate at all, but he figures, all right, I got to show them that I could handle it if I have to. But ultimately, he just wants to, I think he wants to, like, own a nightclub or something like that and just DJ, I think he has a line in season 1 where he goes, how about you tell my mom and I spin the awesome tunes? Which just is a great reflection of who he is, It's funny, all these characters, like Nolan's characters and Julie, there's always something going on. They gotta save the town, where Alec is just like, look, I don't care what's gonna happen. There's still gonna be music, right? You're still gonna need to listen to a song every once again. So let me just take care of that, and you guys worry about all this stuff. In season 2, he's actually forced to get in it, and now he's in the middle of all this stuff going on, and it's stressful. It's stressful. It's turning his hair white. Yeah.
How long, I'm sure you've been asked this question a million times, but how long does it take to get all the makeup on? Have they gotten pretty quick at it now?
Every day it seems like it takes longer. No, it's funny. Every time they do it, they're always trying to figure out a new technique, a new way to make it easier on me, on my skin, and in terms of time. And so we're always trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. So every day it's a new challenge. But it takes by the time I get the makeup done, the hair and the eyes and the costume, and it's usually around 2.5 hours. But every now and again there'll be days where I'm in the tub, and and they might paint my hands white and my face white on days where I'm wearing clothes. But when I'm not, it's them just airbrushing all the parts. Which it's funny, because I never thought that a day in my life would be going into a trailer butt naked with Jamie Murray and Tony Curran, and we're just in a room naked together as people just are painting our bodies, and we're just shooting the shit, shooting the stacco, as they say. We're just as though it's just another day in the office. I think we've seen so much of each other now. There's not a lot of secrets that we have from one another. I tell Tony, hey, you might want to get that mole checked out over there. It's funny when we shoot these bath scenes. There's a lot of moving around, and then they yell cut, and then all of a sudden I see like a nipple daisy bloop, surface surface, and then Tony's like, Kleenex from his penis pouch or whatever it's called surface too. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, but there's not much that we don't know about each other at this point in our relationship. Yeah. So those days where they paint my whole body, it's just all day.
Wow.
They're painting on muscles. Because that's what I tell. I tell Colin Penman, our makeup guy. I was like, oh, can you give me like some cool muscles? I'm so concerned about it. You're gonna give me muscles, right? Like, make sure you get the muscles in, right? He's like, yeah. I'll give you some shading, all right? I'm like, cool. And then I said to him, can you maybe give me like a new muscle, like an alien muscle? That what does that muscle do? Like, we've never seen this muscle. He said no.
Potentially,
but I keep on trying to pitch it. Yeah.
Potentially get X-rated depending on where the muscle is.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like it's like a back muscle.
Oh.
Or like some weird. I don't know. I've been trying to pitch that since day one. That and power laces. I've been trying to pitch since day one.
Power laces.
But power laces, right? It's the future. No one who wants to bend down and tie their shoes, right?
Certainly not a cast of it. I mean, they just want to be able to.
I know. It's funny how, you know, we are in our show, The Future. It's like how some technology is just skyrocket, like it's so advanced, but then other technology we've gone back so many years. Like there's no paper doesn't get printed anymore in the future, so we don't have like stationery or letterhead or anything like that. So another thing is which I learned personally is underwear. So I like it how we have the Dodge Durango in the future, but I'm still wearing these diaper like cloth loincloths every day that I get cyberbullied on the internet for. So yeah, it's there's a catch.
Where do you go after loincloth?
Yeah. I wrestled with them this season. They tried to get me into another sort of loincloth, and I was just like, "What? We don't have boxer briefs? It's the future." But yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Anything else?
Is that it?
I don't know. You just really can't follow
We're
up
gonna end on
loincloth with
that.
anything. Like, huh.
What would you say if you could sum up the upcoming season in, you know, just a few words, kind of tease it for fans?
Well, I'll say this much. I know that Grant probably gave you the rundown on all this, but there's a lot of new characters. That I'm like, that to me, that's my favorite part of this new season. We get to see all of our favorite old characters, and they're all in different scenarios, different jobs, and get to see them in a whole different light. But we get some of these new characters that are just so awesome just to watch. I know you spoke about Niles Pottinger, played by Jim Murray, who's just this evil dude in a rubber cape, but you feel for him. He just looks like the most evil person on paper, but you watch the show going like, you root for him for some weird reason, which is great. He's like an anti-hero, and he's supposed to be, I guess, the protagonist of the show, but I don't know, maybe that's just me with my screwed up personality, but I'm rooting for this villain on the show. I always like a good villain, you know, someone who you love to hate, and so that's what excites me about this new season, these new characters, and we got some even cooler new characters coming on towards the end of the new season, which if there's going to be a red reticle on my face, I'm going to get sniped right now if I say anything more, but let's put it this way, it's so cool that they're forcing us to keep it a secret.
Cool.
But we got some guest stars that are pretty awesome in the nerd world, and so yeah, I mean the new season it's darker, it's almost like perverted in a lot of the sense. It's sexy and taboo, and yeah, there's action, there's love and romance and comedy. There's a lot of comedy. You know, it's funny how on paper it doesn't. There's no jokes, right? But we go to a read-through and everyone's dying of laughter. and to us, the comedy comes out in how dark or just gritty something is. When someone says something to another character so bluntly and just it's really mean usually. That's when we get all giddy and excited and start laughing because we think it's so dark and evil that it's just hilarious to us. So I it's almost like some of the times most of my scenes they're like comedic scenes, even though the subject matter there's nothing funny about it. But I get a kick out of it because that's what I like. I like the gritty and evil and dark stuff.
Wicked.
So I get a kick out of that. So season 2 is chock full of that kind of stuff. So
Nice.
very exciting.
I like it.
What's it like working with new people? You just said it's exciting to have the characters, but what about having new members of the cast? And do you prank them?
Ooh.
You know, it's fun. There's no like per se like a prank, you know,
Okay.
but there's general hazing for sure.
Excellent.
Well, two of the main characters are James Murray and Anna Hopkins. Anna Hopkins is an old friend of mine from Montreal.
Okay.
So to me, it's like an old friend of mine is joining our family. It's great. So Anna and I go way back. And Jim, when he came to Canada, I think I was the first cast member to meet him, and I guess we just kind of got along, and yeah, I you know, it's one of those relationships where we bicker. It's like I don't want we're an old married couple. He's gonna be like, you said what in the interview? You said we were an old married couple. So yeah, I just impersonate him all the time. And, yeah, I don't sound like bloody Michael Caine. That's why he gets all clawy. That's my. That's how we prank each other. It's just we make fun of each other, and he impersonates me and I impersonate him. For some reason, when he does me, I sound like John Wayne. Well, howdy there, I'm Jesse Rath, and I'm sure. So we have a lot of fun hazing each other in that sense, and you know, especially with Tony. Everywhere we go with Tony, with his accent, people just adopt his accent.
Mhm.
You know, when you meet someone, he goes, "Hi, I'm Tony Curran," you know, and they go, "Oh, nice to meet you, Tony." And then he's going like, "What the hell's going on?" Everywhere I go, people just like make fun of me, like they just do his accent, and he's very contagious like that. And so that's where we get a lot of our fun in terms of the pranks. It's just us kind of ripping on each other every second, really. Yeah, it's funny. Like today, this is one of the rare occasions where I'm like walking around set not in white makeup, and I don't realize anything because everyone else still looks the same, but I don't realize that I'm like this foreign person on the show, like no one's seen before, and I'm saying hi to people, and they're walking by me, and I'm like, "Hey, Andy, how's it going?" And he goes, "Hey," and then he gets like 10 feet away, and then he goes, "Oh shoot, Jesse! Oh my God!" And it's funny to me because none of them see me without the white makeup. You know, I get out of the car, I go into makeup, and then I'm the white guy all day long. And then at the end of the day, I take it off and I go right back into the car. So most of the people here, they only know me as the pink-eyed, white-haired dude. And I walk around at the wrap party and I'm handing out hors d'oeuvres, you know? And they have to check my name to see if I'm on the list and that kind of stuff. So.
Do you feel like you're being pigeonholed?
Yeah, no,
Do you think it's going to hold you back from getting roles? We don't recognize you from anything?
I like, it's kind of like wearing a mask, so.
Right.
Yeah, let's put it this way. When I found out that Jamie Murray and Tony Curran were playing my parents, the two palest mimies out there, one of which is ginger with freckles and all this stuff, I was like, all right, okay, I'm not getting this role. I kind of put it aside. And then when I found out that I did get the role, I figured, wow, there's going to be a lot of makeup. And there it was. They're just lathering it on me, just painting me every day. But when we are in makeup, I think we do kind of look alike. So.
It's amazing.
It's true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah,
Great.
I think we're good.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Great. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Appreciate the time, man.
All right, no problem, guys. All right.